Well, hello. It's sure nice to see you guys here today. I'm feeling kind of lonely. I was out in my garden picking green beans, as you can see, and my home's just down the road here. And it got me thinking about Elizabeth. We picked many a green bean together. She had to do a lot of cooking to feed that passel of kids she had. Let me go back to the beginning here. Elizabeth was born in 1828 in Ohio. It was Elizabeth Maggart then. She married at the young age of 14. That was mighty young, even back in those days. Never could bring myself to ask her why she married so young. But I will say she married a fine fellow, Jesse Austen. He was 22 years old. Well, the two of them had 6 young'uns before they moved to Indiana in, 1854, 1856, something like that. They moved here to Indiana. What a dear friend and neighbor I had in Elizabeth. That couple had 3 more kids after they moved here. They ended up with 9 kids. Well, Elizabeth and I spent a lot of time in the gardens together. It took a lot of food to feed that mess of kids. It was a busy house. But we didn't mind that. We really enjoyed our talks while we spent time snapping beans and doing those sit and rest chores. Oh, I miss those days. They were a happy family until something tragic happened. Tacy, one of their oldest children who was born back in Ohio, died when she was only 11 years old. I don't think Elizabeth ever got over that. Well, 11 years later, we had another loss. Elizabeth was sick abed for a week. We don't know what took her, but she finally slipped away from us to her heavenly reward in March of 1871, 11 years after Tacy passed. I think Elizabeth's stone here is the prettiest stone in the cemetery. It's white, simple, like Elizabeth was. And you'll notice that Tacy's information is on the back of her stone, close and dear to her mother. The stone was made in that little town over yonder, Ligonier, Indiana, by the Inks Stone Company. I hear that some Inks started a bank shortly after the Inks Stone Company closed. Well, anyway, the family really struggled losing their dear wife and mother. And, they just finally pulled up stakes and left. I don't know where they went. I've lost track of them, sadly. Their oldest daughter, Susan, who was 21 when her mother died, I hear that she did stay in the area and married a fellow named Valentine. And that's all I know. I'm sorry that I don't know more. I have to tell you, one day I came into this cemetery to visit Elizabeth because her family's gone. So I bring some flowers now and then. I came in one day and her stone was broken. I don't know what happened. I don't know if a storm or a tree fell on it. It just broke my heart. I stood there and cried. Some dear person came back and repaired that stone. They set it back on the foundation. What a lovely thing they did, so that Tacy and Elizabeth forever can be recognized by the fine people like you that come and enjoy this fine old cemetery.
Elizabeth's daughter, Tacy, died at the age of 11 years, 1 month, and 18 days. Elizabeth's other daughter, Susan Valentine, died at the age of 62.